Hey guys, Jason here again. So this time on the MG, I've actually recorded this intro 2 times now. So the first time, I was going to record my cutting down the second-hand cage I bought, but I'm not ready to go ahead with that just yet. So we're going to leave that for now. Then came across here, finished this off. Well, nearly finished off, nearly finished this bit here, but I don't want to go ahead with that just yet. But I've already done all this before, over on that side. So, that's a bit bleh. So, I came to the conclusion that it's time we did something with these arches. And yeah, should be pretty interesting I think, so let's get it done. Okay, well these arches then, they're off a Mark 1 Golf 3-door. The flare is quite nice until you get to about here. So we're going to have to trim this out. I did come over the end here and there was like a step at the end here, so I put that in the English wheel and just kind of rolled that out as best I could. Well, not really as best I could, but kind of rolled out a bit. I then came across here and tried to find the center line of this arch. So I basically got my square, my combination square, and set it to here and here and then here and here, and just kind of averaged it out until I got to this is my center line. Which correlates to pretty much close to where the axle is at the minute anyway, but I just wanted to make sure, to be sure. I then came across here and did the same idea to this. I did to the back of this, and I did to the front, and it all came pretty much to here. So that's done, and then I measured from the lower half, from the bottom of this line to here, it's 3 1/4 inches. And then from this one, I had to put a combination square across here, and then I measured it, and it turned out to be 4 1/4 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do is slice this inch across the top of here, a nice straight line, and that will give us a ballpark to start with to put it onto here. And then once we get that done, we can start figuring something else out. Okay, first of all guys, I changed my hat because it's absolutely Baltic. But anyway, where are we? Kind of shot ahead a wee bit. We have cut out a good bit of this arch now. This is the old one here. You can see how rotten it was. And I cut out pretty much all the rot out of the inner as well. And then came along here with a pair of face grips first, and then a 12-inch shifter, and just bent this up like that. The idea is here that I'm going to try and spot weld that to this here, hopefully not warp it too much, and then we can seam seal it all up real good. That would stop us having to make a new inner for along here. Obviously it won't be as strong. If it gets a wee knock, it'll probably kink a lot easier, but I think it'll be okay. People here fitting like sebring arches and all wouldn't be tubbing it out. I don't think they just kind of, well, in my MX5 I would have just I just like cut it down, welded the inner to the outer, and then put the over fender on. So this is pretty much a steel over fender. I then stepped around the outside of this here to add a bit more strength to it. Also pushes it back behind the panel. So I didn't do it in the center here because that's where the curve's still in the center, in the middle there, so I didn't want to distort that too much. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Everything seems to be quite hard to do with one hand. Right, anyway, there's it in. So you can see, my reference mark is out. Okay, so it's kind of hard to get that in, but if you get the idea, that's pretty much where it's going to sit. The well, it needs to go across like a mill, but I don't understand why it's closer here than here. Also, it needs to tip down a wee bit so that it will push it across. But the axle is just sitting there. It's not even sitting square on the leaf springs or anything, so it's probably sitting slightly ajar as well. But I'm pretty confident on my measurements that this is central. And if it's not, we'll figure it out later. I don't know how we're going to figure it out later because, well, you know it's going to be welded in, but we'll figure something out. But yes, that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the wheel off and fix this inner, because I never got around to finishing that later on. So that needs done. But if you stand back and look at it, obviously it's just sitting there, but that's pretty beefy. I might even have to put a 20mm spacer in the back, but I'm not too concerned about that. I like how it looks from behind as well. So for here, when this panel comes up, it's actually sitting on properly, it's just loosely sitting on there. We'll like taper that down into there, and that'll be kind of cool as well. And obviously it's going, the whole thing's going to need a whole skim of filler. Look how much filler is already on that panel already. There, so yeah, we're gonna have to take that off. But like, I think that looks quite good. Looks chunky. And then I'm not going to do this bit here until afterwards. That there is going to be another job in itself. I haven't really came up with a battle plan with that yet, but I'm pretty sure I can sort stuff now. It's not going to be that difficult. But yeah, so next up I'm going to take this off again, because, well, it's just sitting there. I'm going to pull the wheel off, make some patches up for the inner guards, and then sure, I'll show you what's going on then, and we can figure something else out. But yeah, definitely think it's a better option than going standard arches, because I don't think the standard arches look that good anyway. I did loosely bolt the front end on, just to try and get the wings lined up. I actually lined the wings up pretty easily first time. You know, the bonnet's just sitting there like that. It would look better if I hadn't have taken that off to show you, and then the lip apparently has fallen down as well. But you get the idea, right? I'll catch up with you in a bit. Well, it's now about 2.5 hours later from that last clip. We have this area all patched up. We have, it's obviously in there, it's done as well. I've came around and I've cleaned up around here where we're going to weld this patch in. I don't want to weld this patch in yet until we get the arch in, because I want to try and get it out to the arch lip. I did in here too. It doesn't look too tasty, but it's nice and strong. I do need to clean off the sound deaden from the back of that, because I just noticed the panel was sitting out a bit far. But we can now get the panel in. 2 seconds. So that's pretty much the panel in now. Do need to clean up around here as well. But so you can see that step I put in that there. I actually might come in here and take a wee bit more off this top area, because it kind of like wants to sit about there. But I would like a bit more of this, just to think, because we're gonna fill it in anyway. So I'm not really too concerned about a wee step in it, but I want somewhere to put my weld. So I feel like it's gonna be stronger rather than the welds join the two together. Obviously that is strong, like butt welding, but I feel like this wee lap here will make my life a bit easier when it comes to doing filler work. I think, probably not, like, but I kind of hoping that it stops the panel warping as much as well. And then we'll get all this in. I've got more of this back area too, so we pretty much have a whole rear quarter to build here. But we have an inner wheel arch now, which I'm pretty happy with. I also did a repair here as well. You can't really, well, you can see it. Yeah, so I cut that out and welded that in there. It's probably more noticeable on the inside, because I haven't really ground it back much. But yeah, that's where we're at. Next up, I'm going to try and pretty much, I'm going to cut this lip now, and then I think we'll start welding. Another thing comes to when this comes to this inner guard here. I'm not really sure how we're going to work that yet, but I feel like once we get this bit in, we can just maybe tap it in or something. See, the problem is it's going to be really hard to get my... Well, you can kind of get your head in here, alright. I just actually need to clean that up. I'm glad I did that there. I cleaned the top area up, but I didn't clean the underside up. Interesting. Right. I'm gonna get those wee jobs done, and then we'll start welding this arch in. I'm actually really happy with this now. I'll show you. This is what it looks like. I was a bit concerned about it wasn't going to be central, but it's pretty good. Yeah, next up I need to, well, first of all I need to weld it in obviously, but we need to figure out what we're going to do with this. I have just tack welded this on down here just to see what it looked like. So this will be, it won't come around as tight as sweep as this probably, it'll probably like come out a wee bit more. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So next up we need to make this panel, I think, make the dog leg, and then once we make the dog leg we can actually start fiddling with this. So that's my next job. See all the paper in there. Yeah, right. I didn't put the wheel back on just for show, just to see. I do hope it's going to be lower than that there, but yeah, we're going to figure something out with the lowering side of this. I was looking up springs last night. You can get like 1 inch lowered springs. So 1 inch lowered springs with 1 inch blocks would be cool. 2 inches. So that would bring me, well, I don't know. And I think I'm going to need 20mm spacers for the back too, because I just had a 10mm spacer in there and it's sitting pretty good. So 10mm more would get us sitting mint. Main issue with 10mm is you don't have a whole lot of threads to catch on, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna fiddle with this now. I'll come back and show you that. I know I haven't been showing you a lot of welding recently or making patches and all, but once I've made one patch I've made 1,000 patches, like, so I don't see the point of continuing to copy, or I don't know what I'm talking about now, continuing to like repeat the same thing over and over again, and just showing you what I'm doing, like a more of a catch up type of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna make this dog leg, and then when I make that there I'll come back and show you it, and we'll figure a plan out for this for you. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. If I cut that off I can probably make a bit that goes in there, and oh, my fingers in the road. Make a bit that goes in there, and yeah, but let's do this. So this here is the first part of the puzzle. It's gonna go in here like so. Actually really impressed at how well that came out, to be honest with you. It didn't take very long at all. It took like 15 minutes to make that, and it is pretty good. Follows all the lines that it should. So I'm gonna get that spot welded in, or not spot welded, but tack welded in. I'll have to drill some holes in the bottom here for spot welds actually. But yes, I'll get that sort of tacked in, and then we'll move on to this area. I say it's going to be a bit of a jigsaw to get this all to work together, but it is what it is. Righto, so we'll have this all sort of patched up now. I kind of like this, but you can see here we have this comes around, follows the same shape as the dog leg. I haven't actually welded this on down here or along here or anything, but you can see that this falls down here. I filled this gap in, so that's all pretty good. It's going to take a wee bit of fiberglass paste there, I think, just to get that perfect, but I tried to follow the line as much as I could. So we did that. Now I came around this side. I'm actually quite happy with this side too. So you can see that this kind of tapers back now into this rear panel, and to be honest with you, I think it's all came together quite well. You can see here it all flows really nice, and I just think it looks really good. But it's going to take a lot of welding. I can tell you right now that this is all going to work when I weld it. You can see how much filler is on this panel before, so we're going to add to that. I'll try to take some more of this off, probably take it all off to be honest with you, and just do a big skim. But yeah, came around here as well. We'll have this rear panel on, cut this out, but this, so if you look here, this is the line that I need to follow, but this panel bows out for some reason, so we're going to end up cutting this and pushing it in just to get this line put back. But if you might, imagine that there is pushed into there, that should be perfect, and then we'll just fill the gap and same as the other side, and when it's all molded together it'll be lovely. I'm on 2 lines down here as well. I'm not going to cut this off yet. I kind of like how low this goes down. I like it to fall, bring it around here and lower it down to here, but I haven't decided yet. That's why I haven't cut this off. This would be the line that I would like to follow, the original line. Ugh. This would be the line that I'm kind of flowing towards to follow into the panel here. But I think it looks nicer when it's down lower and it looks like a big long sweeping panel. But we'll see. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this time. That was quite a lot of work. It's not welded in yet, obviously. I don't want to go ahead weld it in fully until I do the other side, and then we can perfectly match them up. Because if I weld one side in fully and then I go to the other side and something's way out, we're totally out of the game. But that is it. That is how you put a golf arch onto an MG with a lot of bits and pieces, but I'm happy with it. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.